Welcome to Yoga Flow 1. I'm Crystal the Fitness Mermaid, and welcome to our Yoga Flow series. All of our Yoga Flow releases are meant to be done 1 to 2 times a week for 4 to 6 weeks. That way you can really get a good handle on the music, hook into the different sequences, and then advance into those harder options to really improve your individual practice. If you're brand new to yoga, welcome. If after 4 or 5 songs you feel as if you got enough out of your practice, awesome. We'll see you next time. Next time you come back, add another song and keep adding another song every time you return, and eventually you'll make it through our entire Yoga Flow release. So today we are going to start in our wide Wu Chi position. So let's go ahead and get started. So we're just going to bring our feet wide, our toes are out, and we're going to push out of our knees as we sink into the earth. And our in-breath is going to lift us, and our out-breath is going to sink us. So pulling the breath into our ribs, and then pushing our feet just deeper into our mat. And we're going to switch to Tai Chi circles, shifting to our right and to our left. And just starting to turn through our shoulders. And we're gonna add on. So breathe in and let's add a little push out of both palms. So the in-breath shifts us, out-breath lengthens. And we're gonna come back to the center. Big breath in and rise. And let everything go. So feel the inhale and completely release as you breathe out. And it just feels really warm and good. And we're going to come back to Tai Chi circles, shifting a little further to really warm our legs. And if it feels right, starting to turn through your chest to really warm our thoracic spine. And let's come back to our combo. Breathe in and breathe out. So if this feels good, you can start to add on by allowing the back arm to drag really heavy. And it's almost like we're dragging it through water. And just feel the difference that makes in warmth through your entire body. One more breath. And we're going to come back to the center and just breathe in to rise and fill and breathe out to empty. And we pull into the ribs and lungs. And we push our feet into the earth. One more. And we head back to our combo. Breathing in. Breathing out. And this should feel just really delicious. So the further we come across, the more warmth, the more power through our legs. So feel the shift and press just a little harder. And I'm gonna ask for one more big breath in, big breath out. Come back to the center, lift and sink. And each in-breath lifts us higher, and each out-breath sinks us deeper. One more, team. Beautiful. And we're going to step to the side of the mat, coming into mountain. So the feet either together or slightly apart. From here, we're just going to push the feet deep into the earth, squeezing the thighs and opening the heart. And our next in-breath lifts the arms to extended mountain. And as we breathe out, diving forward into our fold. Step all the way to down dog. Sit bones lift high. And now roll forward to plank. Knees or toes. And we're going to lower to crocodile. Elbows tight to the ribs. And we're going to push to baby cobra, squeezing the booty and the shoulders. Down dog resets us. And our next in-breath lifts the right leg to three-legged dog. And we're going to step the right leg through the hands. And we're going to lift to lunge. And just lean forward to create more length through our spine. Gently breathe the hands down, still pulling our head forward. And we're going to step the back leg into fold. And a big in-breath lifts us to the sky. And the out-breath drops us. Chest collapses to the thighs. Step or jump to down dog. Heels to the earth. And we're going to roll forward like a river. Crocodile. Slowly lower. Feel the strength of your body. And then push and lift to up dog. Or stay with baby cobra. Down dog to reset. Push into both palms. And breathe the left leg up. And the left leg steps forward into our lunge, squeezing our thighs, and then leaning in, pushing out of those back toes for a little more warmth. Gently breathe the arms down, squeeze the thighs a little harder, and now step into your fold. Release, breathe, and rise. Beautiful, guys. So that was level 1 with the lunge. This round we're going to add on step or jump to down dog. And it's up to you what's right for your practice. Roll forward. This time, chest forward to the hands. Stay there. As you lower, for more strength in the triceps. Push and lift to the ceiling. Feel the collarbones spread. Down dog resets us. Can you get your heels to the earth? And we breathe that right leg up to the ceiling. And let's step through. So here's your add-on. We're going to lift to lunge. If it's right for your practice, as you lean forward, lift off to warrior 3. Squeezing the belly, and we're going to bring the hands back down, settling back into the lunge, and then step back into our fold. Yes, beautiful, guys. And we're going to breathe and rise. And if warrior 3 wasn't for you, you can stay with the lunge every round. But we're going to add the breath. Down dog, out breath, in breath rolls us forward. Beautiful. And we're going to breathe out and slowly lower, squeezing the belly tight. In breath lifts us, push the earth away. Down dog, breathe out and sink in. Left leg, lift on the in breath. Beautiful. Step it through, settle into the thighs, reach, breathe in, lift off. Feel the energy, push through the fingertips. Slowly lower down. Keep the back hip low. And now step in and feel the warmth. And we breathe in and we rise. And nothing ever stays the same. So every round, we just work a little harder, down dog, to get a whole lot healthier, right? Roll forward. How far can you take this? Explore your strength. Descend, slow and steady. Push and rise. Thighs off the ground if you can. Feel the difference. Down dog. Push into both heels. Spread the fingers and our right leg lifts high. Beautiful. Step through. Find the lunge. Lift up. And if it's right, take flight. And we're going to settle down. Find the earth with control. Because to be deliberate is to be powerful. Reset, breathe, and reach. And everything releases. And you know where we're headed, so find it, settle in, guys. So you're down dog. And now roll forward. How far forward can we go here? How far forward can we stay? And how slow can we drop? Yes. And then push and lift. Big squeeze through our entire back. Down dog. Feel this beautiful stretch and allow the next breath to lift that left leg a little higher. Step through, find your lunge, push deep into the earth, and then lift off with a purpose. Diving just a little further forward. Gently touch down, open through the heart and ribs, and slide your back leg in. And we breathe in, and this time, we're gonna hold at the top, floating the arms behind the back, lacing the fingers together, and now push the hips forward as you roll your shoulders down, just finding our baby back bend. And we got a half a round left. Breathe in, rise to extended mountain. Can you go further? Dive forward. Down dog. What option feels good for you? And now roll to the front. Feel that entire body roll and drop with control. And we're gonna push and feel the breath. Push through the board. Release, heels to the floor. And we're gonna either step or jump into our fold and then roll up slowly through our spine. And that was our vinyasa flow. And this is our strength track. So we're gonna start with Warrior 2. Our heels are parallel. The right ankle is directly under the right knee. And the chest faces straight ahead. So from here, the wider your feet are, the more challenging this will be for your legs. So if you want to make it easier, bring them in closer. And then if you want to make it harder, add a little more distance. And together, our next in-breath is going to lift the arms. And as we breathe out, we're going to relax through the shoulders and sink deeper into the earth. And now breathing all the way up, right fingers around our left wrist and open the chest. And let's extend, shall we? Breathe in and just push into both feet and start to pull a little further through the shoulder. And if you can, revolve the shoulder back as you reach out. One more breath, and we're gonna let it go. And we're gonna repeat on our other leg. And what's right on one side might be completely different on the other, and that's okay. But settle into the heels, relax through the upper body. And our next in-breath lifts. And the out-breath pushes deeper into the ground. Feel the edge of the back foot, roll. And now lift the arms, left fingers, open. So we're gonna extend our warrior, continuing to pull out. And while we're here, the edge of that back foot presses deeper into the earth, so our legs become so strong and powerful. One more breath here. And we're gonna let it go. And we're gonna find our way to our standing twist. So the right foot's gonna lift, heel off the ground, and the left arm comes across. We can reach for the back of the room, eyes following the fingers. And if you want more, level 2 is here. And if you want more, level 3, the left hand to the outside of the right foot as we continue to revolve through our right shoulder and bring our eyes all the way behind us. One more breath, team. Let it go. And we're gonna reset into chair. Breathing our arms up, sinking into our heels. And if this is too much for your shoulders, hang out here. One more breath. And we're gonna come on up and find that standing twist on our other side. So maybe we hang out here, or maybe we start to lift off for a bigger stability challenge. And our next breath adds the extension. Pushing out of the foot as we pull our fingertips further from the body. And can you feel that length in both directions with every single breath? Let it go and just fold all the way forward, collapsing through your shoulders, through your arms, and completely surrendering through your chest. And in your own time, we're going to heel toe the feet out, and we're going to find our way to our wide forward fold. So allowing our heels to sink into the earth, and we're just going to bring the wrists under the shoulder here. Pulling the sit bones high and feeling the belly brace really hard. And if it feels good, just starting to soften down through our shoulders as we push into our feet and lift through our hips. So we're gonna have a lot of fun today. And we're gonna start with bird pose. And the first step of bird pose is actually baby bird. And I'm gonna show you guys a lot of options so you can progress with me as the music progresses, or you can stay in baby bird the entire time. But we're gonna bring the wrists under the shoulders, knees above the tricep, and we're just gonna bring one foot up and then gently touch down and then switch sides and repeat. So the knees are above the tricep and the weight stays in the front of the hands. And the goal is that eventually you can lift one leg and then progress in a full bird by lifting the other and finding just a little more support in our hands and lifting the belly tight into the body. And if you need to come down, come on down. Well, we got one more breath here. And gently release and just find your way back to your wide fold, because this is your recovery. So shake out the shoulders. Maybe you just hang out here. Maybe you bring your wrists to the ground and then just flip the hands over to get a nice little release through the wrists. Or maybe you reach behind the legs and allow the chest to soften down as you lift the hips higher. But our next breath is gonna bring the wrists back under the shoulders because we're headed back to bird. So if you wanna stay with baby bird, that's fine. But if not, let's go right in to full bird from the beginning. Lifting the feet, pushing into the hands, and just finding our symbol of strength and stability. And if you need to come down, that's okay. You can shake the wrists out, and then when it's right for your practice, come on back. Because it's not about perfection, it's about progression. And we're all at a different place in our journey. One more breath. And we're gonna come on down and bring those feet wide and settle back in to our wide fold. Beautiful, guys. And I'll let you know, we're all gonna look different here because we are all different. So it's about what feels right for your body in this moment. Maybe you flip your wrists, maybe you push deeper into the feet, or maybe you enjoy every in-breath as it fills and every out-breath as it empties. So you've seen baby bird, you've seen full bird. I'm gonna give you one more option today, and it's called bird in a basket. So you can come with me for bird in a basket, or stay with baby, or stay with regular bird. But we're gonna bring the wrists under the shoulders, and from here, bring in the hands outside the feet, and then we're gonna bring the toes together and lift off. And this is our bird in a basket, pushing into the palms. And if you need to come down, come on out of it, and then you can come back to regular bird. You can try bird in a basket again, or stick with baby. But it's all about what feels good for you today. One more breath. And when you're ready, touch down, and we're gonna find our way to our regular fold. Bringing our feet under our hips and our chest to our thighs, and just surrendering down through our heart. And when you're ready, roll up through your spine. So we're gonna find our way to dancer. We're gonna breathe the right hand into the right foot. And from here, you can stay here today. You can start to lean in as you push the top of the foot into the hand. Or if you want to advance, we can bring the foot into the elbow and then bring the hands over and open in a standing mermaid. Dipping forward. And if it's not right for you, you can always drop back into dancer or not. One more breath. And we're just gonna do it on the other side. And take your time, because what's right on one side might not be right on the other. So what feels good for you, and where can you take this? And if you want more, you can try standing mermaid, or not. We have 2 more breaths, just diving forward and opening a little wider. And let it go. And we're gonna find our way back to fold, allowing our chest to melt down into our thighs and releasing through every ounce of our body in this moment. And when it feels right for you, whatever's the easiest way to come down to the ground, come on down. And we're gonna find our wide child's pose. So bringing the knees wide and the toes together. And then we're just gonna walk the hands out as we collapse our chest down and just actively pushing our hips back towards the toes. So today, guys, we're gonna move between 2 poses. So we have our wide child's pose that resets us. One more breath. Are you ready? And we have frog pose that challenges us. So in our frog, the feet turn out, the inside edge of the foot presses into the earth, and the elbows under the shoulder with a strong brace in our belly. And we're working hard. And let it go. And we're just gonna sink all the way back into wide child's pose. So from the side, this is what it looks like. And we can add some beautiful PNF stretching by using the in-breath to fill and lift, and using the out-breath to slide the arms further from the body and push our hips further back. And I'm gonna ask for one more big in-breath and one more big out-breath. And let's find our way back to frog. And this time, we can add some more by adding the PNF stretching and using the in-breath to shift us forward and the out-breath to shift us back, right? And I want you to see this brace in the belly, and we're actively pushing into the forearms as we squeeze the thighs, and then as we push back, just exploring how far we can take this. Because the wider the knees become, the deeper we get into the stretch. And we're gonna reset back into wide child's pose. So just allow every ounce of the body to collapse down. And I don't want you to do it all alone. One more big breath in. One more big breath out. Are you ready? And let's go back into that frog, shall we? And once again, you can just stay still here if that's what's right for you. But if you want to take it further, pressing the arms deeper into the earth and then pushing our knees wider as every ounce of our body sinks back. going to take 2 more breaths, just like this. And when it feels right, guys, we're going to breathe the toes together and the knees together. And we're going to find our way to swan, also known as pigeon. So we're going to bring the right leg forward, and we're going to slide the left leg back. So from here, the back hip is actually going to roll down onto this front heel, and we can settle into the forearms, or we can walk the hands all the way out and just allow our swan to extend as we soften down through our chest, neck, and head. So if this is enough, stay here. If you want to add on, breathe in a diagonal swan by walking the hands away from the front leg and just allowing the fingertips to reach for the corner of the room as our chest collapses down. And each breath out pushes that back hip closer to the floor. Beautiful, guys. And we're going to walk our hands back to the center, and we're just going to do it all on the other side. So we're going to breathe our left leg forward, and we're going to roll the right hip down, and we're going to find whatever option is right for our body today, and just completely commit to it. And when it feels right, walk away and then feel the elbows, the shoulders completely release. And can you reach a little further through all 10 fingertips? One more breath here. And when it feels right, bring your hands back to the center. And we're just going to find our way to down dog. So bringing our hands and feet, shoulders distance apart, and then pressing both heels into the earth. Beautiful. And our next big in-breath is going to lift the right leg to 3-legged dog. So from here, we're lifting and squeezing the glutes, and we're pushing that bottom heel deeper into the earth as we breathe out. And if you want more in your hips, allow that right knee to start to open and lift up and back, and just feel the difference in warmth through your hip joint. One more breath, and gently touch down. And you can stay still in your dog, or you can pedal out the feet and just walk your dog out. Whatever's right for you. But we're going to do everything on our other side. So the left leg floats up, and the right heel presses down. And we're just trying to keep our chest square to the earth as we spread our fingers a little wider. And if it feels good, bring that lifted leg up and over and push deeper into both palms. Can you go a little further? Can you rotate a little farther? And bring it down. And we're gonna find our way back to down dog. And once again, either staying still or just walking it out. Beautiful, guys. So I have one more challenge for both sides. Breathing the right leg up, and this time we're going to bring the right foot forward, and we're going to heel to toe it to the outside of the mat, softening our back knee down, and we're going to find lizard or iguana. So you can hang out up here or come all the way down to the forearms. But our next breath, brings the right hand to the right knee, rolling to the outside edge of the foot, and then releasing on our out breath. So feeling the in-breath, open and warm, and feel the out breath let go. And we're gonna hold and push back to down dog, and just reset here through every single breath. And our next breath, we'll lift our left leg high, and we're gonna step it through, and let's find our iguana or our lizard on our other side. So settling in, and we're actively pushing this back hip towards the earth. And if it feels right for your practice, pushing this front leg away, and just feeling the roll as well as the let go. And this is our final breath. Beautiful. And I'm just gonna have you reset real quick into child's pose, stretching through our back, letting go through the body, and roll up. And we're gonna find our way to pyramid. So allowing the right leg to come forward, and then we're gonna slide the left leg in. Our right leg, ankle under the knee, and we have a nice bend as we drape our chest over our thighs. And just allow our nose to come to the front of our kneecap. Beautiful, guys. So you can hang here the whole time, or use the next breath to lift the sit bones higher, pushing into both big toes, and then pulling through the crown of the head. So we're step one, creating length in our spine as we're creating strength through our legs. And if you need to keep a soft bend here, that's okay. But we're gonna use our next breath to come in a twisted triangle. So the same arm as the front leg peels from the earth, and we're just trying to stack the shoulders as we keep our spine long and open our heart. One more breath, and we're just gonna come down to the earth, and we're gonna step in, and we're gonna turn to the other side. So now the left leg is forward, and we're gonna start with pyramid again. So nice bend in the knee, both feet push into the floor, and we collapse the chest down into our legs. And you already feel this in your glutes. Allow the next breath to straighten the legs without hyperextending our knees. And at the same time, lifting the sit bones and pulling the head to the front to create more length. And if your legs are shaking, that's okay. It just means you're working really hard today. Try to relax the shoulders as much as you can. And then the same arm as this front leg is gonna peel and lift. And it's about what feels good for your body, because you can even come up here if that's what you need. But we have one more breath here, and we're gonna come on down, and we're gonna step in, and we're gonna step out to our wide forward fold, collapsing through our arms, and we're gonna settle in here. Push into the feet, bring your wrists back under your shoulders, and allow the next in-breath to lift the right arm, opening into a beautiful twist. So we're pushing into this bottom hand as we reach through these top fingers. And gently let it go, and just switch sides, and see if you can go just a little further. One more big breath here. And we're gonna come on down, and we're just gonna walk over to one side, stepping in, and our right leg's gonna stay forward, left leg steps us back now. Softening the left knee to the earth, and finding this beautiful ankle-knee alignment. And we're gonna hang out in our lunge. So I have a lot of options for lunges today. And if this is good, you'll just stay here the whole time. But if you want to add on with me, our next breath is going to lift this front arm away from the earth into a beautiful twist. So we're turning in towards the front leg. And you can stay here, or we can take it further by taking this top hand to the lower back and adding a half bind. And I know you feel the music, so we can level up by coming into a full bind and breathing the back arm under, binding the fingers together, and actively pulling away. And if you want to go further, you can add power through the legs by actively pushing the ground away, tucking the toes, but still staying low in our back hip. So just a lot of places we can take this. One more breath, my friends. And we're gonna let it go. And we're gonna step in. And we're gonna step out, finding our way back to that wide fold. And just feel the breath reset you. And let's find our way back to the twist. Right arm lifts. And gently switch sides. And feel the in-breath. Push through the earth. And the out-breath, reach for the sky. Let it go. And let's walk it to the other side. Stepping in. Stepping out. So now we're on the opposite leg. Settling in. Feel the breath. And you know where we're headed. If it's right, peel that front arm away and either hang here or go right into that half bind, focusing on the breath, revolving this top shoulder every time to go further. And if you want a little stronger challenge, you can add the full bind and you can even tuck the toes, but staying low in the lunge for more warmth in our legs. One more breath. And gently release. And we're gonna come all the way to the ground. So allowing one leg to fold under the other. And we're gonna come onto our backs here. Our left leg extends. And we're gonna pull the right knee in. And we're gonna find our supine twist. So bringing our arms wide, but we're gonna first fold this top leg over the other, allowing both shoulders to actively press into the earth. Until you got hurt. If distance is all that you needed. And each in-breath restores us, and each out-breath releases stress and tension. And if you want to go further, allow the next breath to kick that top leg out, but then collapsing our leg back down as we sink deeper into our back. And we're gonna let it go, breathing our knees back to the center, and then extending the right leg long, and folding our left leg over, opening our heart, and letting our eyes fall behind us. Lying still hurts. If distance is all that you needed. And just breathing in through our nose and breathing out of our mouth. And if you want a little more, gently kick this top leg out. And then when it feels good, settle everything back down. And we're gonna hang out here for a while. So allow the next out breath to push your shoulders deeper into the ground as you push your hips down toward the toes. Can you feel the difference that made in length? Yeah. One more breath. And we're gonna bring the knees in and And the left leg extends, and the right leg comes straight up, finding our hamstring stretch. So bring in our hands behind the calf or our hamstring. Just nod our knee as we pull our knee in. And our next breath brings the left hand outside the right leg, and we're gently just going to shift our leg across our midline, finding our abductor stretch. And let it go. And we're going to switch legs and repeat. So starting at the beginning, whatever feels good, and just softening our shoulders and elbows as we pull in. And when it feels good, finding that shift. And this is a very small movement, but it's a very powerful stretch. And we're going to gently let it go and find our way to happy baby. So bringing our hands inside or outside of our feet and gently rocking from side to side with our elbows inside of our knees.
Another summer night, staring at the sky with you in my hands. We're holding on so tight and everything's alright. I'll never let you
and when
go
it feels good,
again.
breathing our heels together and allowing our knees to fall open like pages of a book. Relaxing through both arms, softening our eyelids, gently closing our eyes. And we can hang out here in butterfly. We can breathe our palms to our opposite elbow, allowing the arms to collapse over the head for extended butterfly. Or we can extend our legs out and just completely surrender into our corpse pose. Whatever feels good for your meditation and relaxation. Allowing each in-breath to enter through our nostrils and using each out-breath to completely let go of any stress, any tension we might be holding on to. Our in-breath lifts and fills us, and our out-breath leaves peacefully through both lips. So today, we are going to explore box breathing. So often, our lives become very busy, and we forget to set time aside to just breathe. It is in this moment that we bring all of our focus and attention back to our breath and back inside of ourselves. So as you take your next in-breath, making that in-breath 4 seconds in length, and then holding at the top for 4 seconds. And then gently breathing out for another 4 seconds. And then holding at the bottom for 4 seconds. Each in-breath fills and lifts through our chest. The pause brings us peace and stillness. Our out-breath completely hollows our stomach and melts our back into the earth. And the hold at the bottom gives us healing. And if during this time your mind starts to wander, that's okay. Just accept it and keep bringing it back to your breathing, to your body, and to this present moment. And finally, we are going to bring some slow movement back into our bodies. So wiggling our fingers and our toes. Very soft, very kind. And then making small circles with our ankles and our wrists. And gently repeating in the opposite direction. And when it feels right, gently breathing our knees in towards the center of our chest, hugging both of our legs, and then pulling ourselves up, just making our way back to our seated position. Keeping both of our eyes closed. And we are gonna take one final big breath in together. So taking a deep breath in, lifting our arms, and bringing our palms together at the top. And then as we breathe out, gently lowering our hands to the center of our heart. The light in me recognizes and honors the light in each and every one of you. Thank you so much for sharing your energy and your practice with me. Namaste. Thank you so much for coming to class today, guys. Once again, I am Crystal, the Fitness Mermaid. This was Yoga Flow 1. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're looking for more guidance in your practice on specific poses, please visit our video library on YouTube at Crystal the Fitness Mermaid, and there's how-to videos on every single pose we do to help improve your practice regardless of where you currently are or what your fitness level is. I really hope you bring peace and stillness into the rest of your week, and I can't wait to see you next time. Have a fantastic day.
Too long, we're just trying to get along. We always say I don't know better than you, but we could take it on.